Was talking about gratitude is kind of like using gratitude is kind of like you are standing underneath a dark cloud, and gratitude and talking about the positivity. It's not always about the negativity. The positivity it breaks through that cloud and gets to the sun. That's how powerful.
Wow.
That's how powerful gratitude is, and if you're able to use that in your heart, you're always gonna see the positivity and things, and you're always gonna overlook. Okay, yeah, the negative. He talks about the part X. The part X is the one that doesn't want you to succeed. How you can push that back and think, okay, I'm gonna look at this, and I'm gonna see the sunshine in the rain, and that's how they make rainbows.
Hello, welcome once again. This is Storytelling for Change.
Yeah.
Welcome once again to another episode. I hope you're continues to enjoy the other episodes that we've already uploaded. And today we have an exciting conversation.
Yes.
Deborah, what is it about?
I honestly think this is my favorite of the favorite. Listen, there's favorites, but this is the favorite of the favorite topics. I really love this topic, and today we're going to talk about manifestation. Okay, and I'm gonna start by giving you guys my favorite quote. My favorite quote says, "Where focus goes, energy flows." And that is something I've been telling myself for I was sitting down and thinking about the podcast, and I was thinking, okay, what is a good quote for the podcast? And I thought about where focus flows, energy flows, and that's a very good overall, I think, topic for manifestation.
Yeah.
So what you think about, so that quote really tells me about what you think about and what you assume is what you're gonna get, right? So what are you actually putting your attention to? Are you putting your attention to, oh, I'm so broke, oh, this, my boyfriend doesn't love me, oh, I'm always struggling, oh, I'm always like this and always like that? Where is your attention going? And that's a good topic, a good quote, do you not think?
Yeah, I think, and not I think, I know, it is a good quote. And you reminded me what I usually tell the community that I work with. Because sometimes, not sometimes, when you focus on something, then you're giving power to it. And there's so many times when we focus on the things that we don't like,
Yeah.
things that we don't
want. Yeah.
And so when you're giving it actually power, instead of focusing on the things that you want and the things that you want to have, the things that you want to create, because God is a creator. When God wanted to create, he said, "Let there be." He did not say, "Let there be not."
No, he didn't talk about, let's not have this, let's have this. Exactly.
Let's have this. And so his focus was also on that. So great quote there. Thank you, Deborah.
When I think of manifestation, and not just law of attraction and law of assumption, I'm thinking about people like Abraham Hicks. I don't know who do you actually listen to? Who was your first encounter for manifestation?
Well, a number of coaches.
Okay.
A number of coaches. One of them is late Bob Protko.
Wow,
who is amazing.
Should we just take a moment to just talk about how much lives Bob Proctor has changed?
Yeah.
I think he has touched so many people in so many different places. It's one of those people that you look back at and you see, yeah, that's a legacy. It's not just a story, it's a legacy.
Yeah.
So yeah, who else?
Reverend Ike.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Listen, I think you got me into Reverend Ike.
Yes, he's amazing.
Listen, he talks about Christianity and talks about manifestation, and he teaches, guys, deep this. He teaches in a church.
Yeah.
And
he's late now.
Well, he's late. He used to speak in a church, and I think that is so powerful, because you're meant to be speaking about abundance in the church, not talking about whole poverty. You should be poverty so that you can be humble. He actually speaks about abundance in his church,
which was it was a like mind shift for me.
Yeah.
But also a lady called there's a preacher who Jerry Savelle her name is Terry Savelle. So she is a very known a Christian a leader.
Oh wow!
But of course it wasn't very new for me. Why? Because I'm used to vision boarding, but also because it is scriptural for me. The Bible, and this is a scripture that I loved preaching in the church when I used to preach those days. You are young.
Wait,
Oh,
wait, hold on.
I am an evangelist. Please.
Wait, hold on. Let's just get you used to preach.
Yes, I used to preach in church, and my main scripture was faith is a substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen, evidence of things not seen.
Yeah.
That's the starting point of manifesting.
It explains what faith is, and it talks about it's very much manifestation. It's like it's not here in your 3D reality. It's not here in something that you can touch.
Yeah.
But it's an idea, and it's a thought, and it's a belief.
It is a belief.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think we talked about those coaches, and I think one thing when I think about them, I think about how they talk about what you think about is what you become.
Yeah.
What you think. That's a common theme that every single coach that talks about. They will talk about what you think, what you attract, what you think about. That's exactly what you're gonna get. And I think that's a common theme that has been with so many coaches, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's also scriptural.
Yeah.
It talks about what you focus on with your mind. As a man thinketh, so he is. So where you focus, that is what you are going to create. That is what you're going to manifest. And your daddy really loved that.
Really?
Yes, he loved it. He would say, as a man thinketh, so he is. So he would say, guard your mind. Guard what goes on in your mind. And you know why? Because when God the creation started by thoughts.
Yeah.
God thought and said, let us create this. Let there be this. He must have started by thinking and brought it to life. You see this microphone? You see this phone? You see this pen? You see this sticker? Think of anything, Deborah, including your nails. Someone thought about them before they became to creation.
100%.
And they had to focus on it with a lesser focus. You see, you did science in school, and we talked about the magnifying glass and facing the sun and that lesser focus.
Yeah. Very small, not small, but very direct type of focus.
Yes.
Very direct.
And what would it do? It actually would burn.
It burn, yeah, it burn.
And that is the same way that our mind does. Everything starts with our mind. Think of anything. Think of that thing that you want to do. Think of that goal that you want to bring to life.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I want us to, we're already 7 minutes in, and you can see how led we are. We have not even been following the script, which is not good. But listen, when God leads you to speak about something, you speak it and say it out, and that's exactly what this podcast is about. But I want us to go straight into exactly what is manifestation for you. If you were to explain what manifestation, what would you say?
In a layman's language, I would say it is bringing something to life. It is realizing those goals that we talked about in the previous episode. Because in the previous episode, you talked about goal setting.
Yes, we did.
Bringing that to life, whether you can see it then or it is by faith. Because faith is a substance of things hoped for. And sometimes we like seeing things coming to life, and we forget that when we plant a seed on the ground, it takes time to germinate and to bear fruits and become. But you cannot say that seed has not manifested because it has not borne fruit. It actually have manifested, and it has started growing. So it is bringing our dreams to life.
Before we move on, I really love that analogy of a plant. And when I think of manifestation and I think about, okay, when are my goals gonna come here? Like, When am I gonna see my goals in real life? And that's a very, very good analogy to talk about the process of manifestation and
Yeah.
how once you plant your seed,
Yeah.
you don't stand there and stare at it till it grows.
Yes.
You don't stand there and wait. Okay, when is it gonna grow? Okay, what can I just pour a lot of water and a lot of light? You can't do that. You have to sit there, plant it,
Yeah.
and go do what you need to do. Go make sure the other crops are fine. Go make sure, okay, maybe I need to add fertilizer. Maybe I need to do this. It's about leaving it with God.
Yeah.
Same way, leaving it with, let go and let God.
Mm.
Leaving it with God
Mm.
and letting it grow and let the process go through. Let God take care of the process type of thing.
Yeah.
And that's great. I really wanna dive into your opinion. Okay, I really want to dive into your opinion about how religion, I think this is something that we need to talk about, how religion views manifestation. And from what I have observed, I feel like manifestation has been seen as a really bad thing.
Mm.
I have seen as oh yeah, why it's seen as kind of satanic and
Mm.
kind of like from a very bad light.
Mhm.
And I think that prayer, talking to God, writing your prayers down to God, that is still manifestation.
Yeah.
It is still putting down a thought and a belief. Even having faith in God is still to me it's still manifestation.
Mm.
So what do you think about that?
Yeah, very interesting because yes, I have been told that that's a yo-yo. You know, the yo-yo. It's not Christian.
It's witchcraft.
It's witchcraft. It's new age. It's a new age theme. But that's what the Bible tells
That's
me.
exactly what God did.
Faith is a substance of things hoped for. And that is exactly what God did to bring something to
Yeah.
life. And God, like you said, God created nature.
Yeah.
He created trees. He created vegetation to teach us how to manifest things. And you know, the scripture that we read previously that says in Habakkuk 2, verse 2, it actually talks about manifestation because it says, write down your dream, your vision.
Amen.
Write it down.
Yeah.
And whoever sees it can run with it. And it says, even if it delays, it will surely come. It will surely come. It has already manifested.
Yeah.
Even when you don't
when you don't see it in your reality.
Don't see it. So in as much as people might think that it is a yo-yo, it is something that I truly believe. It is something that I teach. I do vision boards and I have seen so many things manifest. And you know, Deborah, I want to give you an example of something that manifested.
We want to hear. We want to hear because people sometimes doubt if manifestation is real.
Yeah.
So a good example would be nice to show that it is real. It is real.
Yes,
Okay?
yes. A good example is that we are living here in England.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an example.
Yes, it is. I wrote it down, and you remember. You might not remember, but when I was taking you back when I was taking you to school in Kenya, we prayed and we presented it to God and we said, God, we want to relocate from this country to another country.
Wow.
We wrote it down, we laid it before God, and in my mind from that time, I started applying some of the tools that I will talk about. Gratitude, thanking God that I am already, that me and my children, and I know there are parents who leave their children back in the country,
100%.
and they relocate through other ways. For us, it was very clear. I want to relocate to an English speaking country with my children doing the job that I am doing, a white collar job. And I started living at a place where that had already been done because faith is a substance of things hoped for.
Yeah. And
I started being grateful to God. I already had taken a passport for you a few months just before you joined. Yes, and it was by faith. And you know what? It happened.
Yeah.
We are here.
We are a living manifestation. We are a living one.
As a family, yes.
Sometimes I just think, like, I look around around me and I look at when I'm in the bus, when I'm in the car, I'm like, we're actually in the UK.
Am I even living here?
Like, okay, we've been here for 6-7 years, but are we actually here?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes. So if you ever doubt manifestation, know that
Your
it
life.
actually happened to you and to us. And the job that I was invited to do had no family posting, meaning that it was a single person who was supposed to relocate, and that's it. But I told my manager I knew what I had already created.
And it happened. It actually happened. And I think what's it called? We're gonna go straight into, before we forget, we're gonna go straight into the sponsor of this video, right?
Yes.
The sponsor of this video is She Inspires All, and I'm gonna let Lydia explain it to you guys. She is a life coach, and I'm just gonna give her the floor. I'm gonna give her the floor again. So
yeah, thank you, Deborah. Yeah, I am a life coach. I do coaching and mentoring, which are two different things. I take people through a mentoring experience for 9 months or 12 months, but I also have little coaching programs for people that have gone through life situations. I work with ladies that are between 30 to 55 years to inspire them to believe in themselves, but also to own the potential that is within them and see the possibilities and let go the things that keep them stuck, because there are so many things that keep them stuck, whether it is a job, mediocrity, lack of relationships. Some are widowed like me and they just feel it is the end of the world. Others are in careers that they don't even like. It is really helping them to see the potential that is within them as children of God and be able to leave their comfort zones and own their birthright. So we do coaching, coaching conversations, mentoring conversations, but I also lead organizations, like the organization on pro bono, some on paid, to inspire organizations to speak about their stories and bring them to life, but also coach some of their staff to be able to tell that story.
You know what's great is that I am a success story of your coaching.
Tell us about it.
Listen, look at me right now. Look at the girl. The girl is doing what, guys? I don't even know what to explain. I don't even know where to start. All the things that I have learned not just from my mom telling me, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do that. No, I also see from what she does as well, and that's how I learned. Things like manifestation, things like elevating my mind, learning about my mind and the subconscious and things like that. Something that my mom has put me on, and that is what we're doing exactly in this podcast. So I don't even think this podcast would have even existed if we never talked about the things that you have learned and things that have helped you through life. And I want to go back. I do want to say that where can they find you?
They can find. I have a website, and I'll put a link down there, and you can email me, send me a message, and then we will have an onboarding conversation to just check whether we are a good fit, because I'm not called for everyone. And Deborah, something that I didn't say, the people that I have coached, because I have so many success stories of people that I have coached. They take they usually take two parts. One is a spiritual part of getting to know who they are, and not just the dogmas of what they were taught in a region, but really digging deep to anchor their lives on faith and on believing. But also there are others who take the path of realizing their potential, changing their career paths, and knowing what they have been called to do, knowing their life purpose. So you can get me on my website, on my social media. I'm quite big on social media. I have a page, but I also have a profile.
Amazing. So make sure you guys go check her out. You can find her on the descriptions as well. So listen, you guys can, if you know me personally, you know how hardworking, ambitious I'm on my stuff. So I'm definitely a success story. So you guys make sure you go check her out. She is going to change your life.
Yeah, it's very humbling though to hear that, because sometimes I don't see like you people see, but also remind me of Favor, who inspired a 4 weeks young people's coaching program that we did with a coach called Angie, because they saw her doing a vision board. One of the parents saw her doing a vision board, and they said, "We saw Favor doing a vision board. Can you teach our children?" And I got a message from the parents. I keep getting messages from parents saying how their children, although it was a 4 weeks program, but they have continued to build on their vision board, and they have influenced their family members as well.
I want us to go back into vision boards sooner, but once we get to the tools, and this already looks like a teapot episode, so we'll see how it goes. But I want to go back to manifestations, because that's exactly what we're talking on this topic. And I think for me, manifestation is all about using your thoughts and beliefs to create what you want. I think I say that this is a very amazing topic for me, because I never thought that you can think about something and it will manifest to you. Or even just see something and it will manifest for you. I think it's a great topic to understand that you can bring your visions to life. Like, if you have visions, you can bring them to life and bring them to reality. But I also want to let us go to, because this is also a pod to help you and help you change your life. So we're gonna go through some of the tools that are in manifestation, and we're probably, maybe we're not gonna dive too deep, but we're gonna talk about them in general. So, what are the tools that you can use in manifestation?
Yeah, I'll talk about the tools, but look at the world. The world is abundant. The world. Look at the air that we breathe. Look at the sun on the sand on the seashore, the trees, the water. This is an abundant world, and God wants us to live a good life. And our Creator is the Alpha, but also the Omega. He's the beginning and the end. So there is nothing that you create that doesn't exist. Everything that you create exists. Think about the money that you want to have.
It's out there. It's out, and it's up to me to think thoughts of me being successful, or me to be able to attract that money. And I, even in the morning when we were coming, I was alliterating and talking about how we need to turn up as the version that we want to be to get to that version. You're not going to sit there calling yourself broke every single day and you think you're going to be rich one day. It doesn't work like that. You need to start thinking from an abundance perspective. You need to start treating yourself like you have that money. You need to start thinking, because once you start thinking, you start doing. You start moving like it. If let's say, for example, you want to be a doctor, you don't sit there and say, "Oh, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to you don't." If you're not thinking thoughts and you're actually, let's say, taking action and I'm going to start studying, I'm going to start looking at health, I'm going to look at what specific area I want to be. That's how you build into the person and shape yourself into the person that you want to become.
I totally agree. And you've already covered one of the tools. It is affirming those things that you want, speaking positively, declaring those things that you want to see, saying, "I am worthy, I am wonderful, I am a millionaire, I am great." Actually, one of the preachers who also influenced me in thinking about "I am," he said, his name is Tundo Baka from Zimbabwe. He said, anything that you put after, and it is true, Joel Austin talks about it, anything that you put after "I am," you become. So if you say that I am sick, that is what you're going to manifest. If you say I am broke, that is what you will become. Why? Because the I am is the name of God. Actually, God has given us his name so that we can invoke it. Think of Moses. When Moses said, when at the burning bush, God said, he asked God, "So when I go to the children of Israel, who do I tell them has sent me?" He said, "I am." And the Bible also says, the good book also says, when you're weak, say, "I am strong." So those affirming those things that we want to see, but also putting them in our imagination, creating with, like you've talked about, our thoughts. seeing things with your mind eye, which is our thought. Seeing them.
Yeah, I think we do underestimate affirmations.
Yeah.
We underestimate affirmations. We underestimate, even if it's cringy enough, to sit on a mirror and tell yourself, I am beautiful, I am loved, I am appreciated. And I want to get into, probably, let's say, some of our favorite affirmations. Do you have any?
I am worthy. I am enough. I am great. I am beautiful. I am a great doting mom. I am a millionaire. That one of my nicknames was money.
Yeah.
I am a millionaire. Like when I was paying your school fees, my salary had not been added, but I kept saying, I am a millionaire, and I was able to pay your fees. I am enough. Yeah. Because sometimes there is a feeling that I am not enough.
Imposter syndrome.
It's an imposter syndrome. When you're given an assignment, you feel like I am not able to up my game to this.
No.
Speaking, I am. Yeah. I am, and I have my I am spread all over my bedroom. When I wake up in the morning, I say that I am worthy to face this day with confidence.
I really love I am affirmations, and it's not even just saying I am, even on self-worth. It's even talking about the things that you want to accomplish as well.
Yeah.
Talking about I am successful, I am in a great relationship, I am this, I am that. So I wanna for our viewers, I want to challenge you, and I want you to write down, what do you actually want to be. If you want to be a CEO, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be the most beautiful person in the world, sit down and write down I am affirmations. Even if you don't want to talk about I am, because I'm not the best. I'm not the best at writing I am. I like writing you are, and I don't know, something about it, just my subconscious loves such type of affirmations. So even writing you are this, you are that, speaking directly to your subconscious mind, speaking directly to your inner child, speaking directly to your shadow self. It's talking about talking to yourself like the person you want to be, and affirming it. And I'm telling you, give yourself at least 21 days. Give yourself at least 3 days, because I think 3 days is also in the Bible about how you can manifest in 3 days, which is very, very, very possible.
Yeah.
Give yourself 3 days to just start saying those affirmations.
Yeah.
See how your life changes.
Yeah, and as you said, looking at yourself, which is another tool, looking at yourself in your mirror. Yeah, and speaking to that Lydia that you see in that mirror every single day, every single morning, and speaking to her directly, looking at her in her eyes, which is a very powerful one. A very powerful one. And with that goes with the prayer and meditation.
Yeah, another tool.
Yes, another tool. Yeah. I still myself, and sometimes we don't even take time to be quiet. We are always
we're always thinking, we're always this or that or moving around too much. But actually sitting down and sitting with your thoughts, because everything that's happening around you starts with your thoughts, right?
Yeah.
So sitting down with your thoughts and realizing, okay, what am I actually thinking? Maybe I have self-worth issues, or I've not been feeling good enough. So sitting down and looking, it's not even about, I think people do misunderstand the meditation. One of my friends was telling me, I'm finding it hard to meditate. How do I meditate? I was like, you need to sit there and you can visualize, you can just sit there in a blank space, and I look at my thoughts like bubbles and like clouds, and I see them pass. You just watch them pass, and as you watch them pass, you just observe them. It's all about observing. It's not about engaging with them. Even the other night, actually, I don't know if you remember, I was telling you about how I was finding it hard to sleep. And you were telling me, okay, it's even sleep goes through with meditation as well. So kind of like, just sit there and observe your thoughts, and if something comes up, let it pass, or let yourself know that you have done enough. Which is really, really helped me as well. And even if I wasn't able to sleep, I was able to write down the thoughts that I felt and do the things that I needed to do before I go to bed.
Yeah.
So meditation.
And mindfulness, and it really helped us at work when we during, and I work Christian organization.
Yeah.
But during the pandemic and the lockdown, the people who facilitated the Christian spiritual nurture organized mindfulness in the morning, and we were able to every day we would join up and do meditation, which was very, very powerful. And it is something that has helped me to not only, because we pray, prayer is talking to God. We say it's talking to God from where we come from. But when you're quiet and listening to your heart and going deep inside you, then you are listening to God, and you're able to connect with your intuition. You're able to connect with God. You're able to connect deeply with that is greater than you. That place that where answers and wisdom is hidden, is right inside of you.
I wanna alliterate, because we did an episode. Go watch the first episode. I was talking about the ocean. This ocean analogy that you gave me, I think to me just changed my life. It made me realize how powerful we are, how much power we hold, and we don't realize it. It was this analogy of the ocean, and my mom was explaining to me about how we are just that. You know how you can just pick water from like an ocean and have some in your hand. That's how much powerful we are. That's how much, and connecting that to God, we are connected to God. We are all connected. We are connected to God, and if you wanna look for that source, the source is right. He's right within you. He's right next to you. He's everywhere. So which is amazing. I do wanna go over the difference between, was it prayer? I think it was meditation and prayer.
Prayer. We say prayer is talking to God and calling things that are not as if they are, and speaking to Him and telling Him about your problems or about things that you're grateful for.
Adding on to prayer, I think it's also great to also thank God for the things that, because it's not every day you sit there and God, this problem, if I came to you and I asked you this problem and this problem and this problem, I don't come to you and say, I'm grateful that you're taking over, I'm grateful that you are taking care of this problem, I'm grateful that I have, let's say, reached to the end of this problem, and I'm going to continue to live like that. Because if you're not going to be able to help yourself, if you're asking God for help, you also need to also push yourself and get yourself to where you want to get to as well.
And gratitude is another tool that you've mentioned. Gratitude, and I'll connect it with journaling as well. Gratitude is something that has helped me elevate my spirituality. Being thankful for the things, the small and the big things. Being grateful for life. Being grateful for my children. Being grateful for waking up this morning. Being grateful for this air that I breathe. Being grateful for this heart that beats every day. Even when I don't notice it. Even when we don't pray every day to have our heart beating. But if this heart stopped beating, then I stop being. But how many times do we take time to be grateful for this life? That is a gift. There are so many people who died during the pandemic. There are people that have died the previous week. There are people who did not wake up this morning. Do we take time to be grateful for those things? And even as we are grateful, even as I channel my gratitude to God, I usually journal. I write.
Amazing
I am
tool.
a pro
Amazing tool.
in journaling, which is an amazing tool. I have journals and journals and journals in my house of things that I have been able to journal. Getting what is in my mind out, but also every day mentioning 5 things or 3 things that I'm
which is a good practice. And going over gratitude, for me, I used to underestimate gratitude. I was just like, I'm thankful for I'm grateful for my skin, I'm grateful for my life, I'm grateful for my parents, I'm grateful. but it's about connecting with what are you actually grateful for. Seriously, like what are you actually grateful for? If I can sit down right now and think what I'm grateful for, I'm grateful that I'm able to record this podcast. I'm grateful that I'm able to have a phone to write down. It's connecting with that deep warmth in your heart. And yesterday I was watching a movie called Stuts, which is it was this guy talking about therapy and how therapy has helped him. And funny enough, the guy was actually interviewing his therapist and getting his therapist's perspective, and the therapist was kind of giving out tools on. He was giving out tools. Actually, I wrote it down. He was giving down tools on how to help people and mental health and things like that. I don't know if I can be able to find it, but he was talking about gratitude. And he was talking about, I can remember this analogy in my head. He was talking about gratitude is kind of like, using gratitude is kind of like you are standing underneath a dark cloud. And gratitude and talking about the positivity, it's not always about the negativity. The positivity, it breaks through that cloud and gets to the sun. That's how powerful. That's how powerful gratitude is. And if you're able to use that in your heart, you're always gonna see the positivity and things, and you're always gonna overlook. Okay, yeah, the negative. He talks about the part X. The part X is the one that doesn't want you to succeed. How you can push that back and think, okay, I'm gonna look at this and I'm gonna see the sunshine in the rain. And that's how they make rainbows.
Yeah.
That's how they make rainbows.
Yeah, and it makes you see the blessings in the challenges that you're going through. And knowing that deep knowing that you are supported, that higher being, the great creator, our God, and him who created you, brought you here not to just drop you and abandon you, but he is here to support you.
And give you
there are hundreds of angels that are supporting you and supporting your journey. And when you are grateful, like I'm thinking, the value chain of getting this microphone here and all the people that have been involved. And sometimes we don't even notice it.
You don't notice.
But if it is not working, I will start complaining that this microphone is not working, and not seeing how many people have been involved
in creating that and bringing it here as well is another thing. And I also just want to go straight into visualization and imagination, and I think that is, one of my most, after journaling, that's probably one of my most favorite type of tools. Even just sitting there, I was on Snapchat the other day, and I was I have this new story. I have this new story where I was just showing people like the life that I live every single day and like what I actually do, and I was explaining to them how I use Pinterest. So I don't know if you have you used Pinterest before?
No, I just have an account.
Okay, well now you're gonna listen. Now you're gonna have to use. You're not gonna have to use it. I was explaining to most of them actually used it. Use the idea. I was telling them how you can be able to create Pinterest boards of what you want. There are so many inspirational pictures on Pinterest. Pinterest is becoming one of the biggest platforms, social media wise. So you can be able to create boards of, let's say, about family, friends, relationships. I want to do these nails this year. I want to do this hairstyle this year. I want to do this makeup style this year. With Pinterest, you're able to cut down those bits of the areas in your life and create boards for them. And most of my friends actually found it really not fun but organized as well. And it gives you, if you think about, okay, maybe I can't be able to visualize, I can't be able to see this idea, I can't be able to see this thing or this camera or this thing that I want. Using Pinterest will actually help you look at other images, and that also inspires you. And one thing about the subconscious that I learned is that the subconscious picks up on every detail and every single thing. So with your subconscious will be able to pick up on that idea, and that idea will start growing in your mind. And I think it's become a really, really good tool. And I think I just wanted to put you guys on. So I think that's a good idea. You definitely should.
And talk about imagination and visualizing. If I tell you to look at this glass,
Mm-hmm.
close your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, can you see the glass that I was holding?
I can see it in my mind.
Yes.
I can see the hand. I can't see face.
Exactly. So if you say that you're not able to visualize,
Mm-hmm.
or our car,
Mm-hmm.
can you see
Oh,
our car?
I can see the way it's parked as well.
And you can see how the color.
Bright and green.
Yeah. So
bright
when
and
you
green.
put a vision board,
Yeah.
you look at it
Inspires
every day, and those things, like you have said, go to your subconscious mind,
Mm-hmm.
and they're implanted there, they're imprinted there,
Yeah.
and before you know, you'll be able to manifest them.
Yeah.
It's a deep topic. Maybe we'll do a part 2.
Definitely, but I think it's really it's also quite simple. I think we underestimate how simple it is. It actually is as simple as you taking down. It's deeper in a way that you need to know what you want.
Yeah.
And then the how and the when and the what is your problem. The how and the when is God's problem. It's whatever source. If you believe in source, if you believe in the universe, if you believe in Allah, if you believe in whatever religion that you're in, that's his part for him to do. It's your part to know what you exactly want. And I think that's a really, really, really good analogy.
Yeah, because he's Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. He doesn't tell us what happens in between. When you plant a seed, like we said, you don't stand there and tell it, germinate.
Grow. No, you don't do that.
Yeah.
And the last thing, which I think you have influenced so much, I think we're gonna probably cut this part into 2 parts, because this topic is just getting juicier, right? So another tool that you have really that you've helped me change quite a lot is speaking into existence.
Yeah.
And it's something that I used to underestimate. Like I used to sometimes say, I can't do this, I can't do that, I try, I'm broke, I'm this, and you used to tell me your words have power.
Yes.
Your words, your tongue has the power to speak life and death, right?
Yes.
So that speaking like, oh, I'm broke and I'm this and that, I'm gonna, my subconscious or everything is just gonna be reflecting that I'm broke. And speaking to existence is something that we underestimate.
Yeah.
Even when you're talking about your goals as well, it's talking like, I like talking about them like I already have them.
Yeah.
Or even thinking about, even if you don't have to talk about your goals, even thinking about them like you already have them, and speaking it like, if you don't even have to speak your stuff to other people, but even speaking it out to other people, it also puts you in that perspective.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you guys an example. So this coming year, obviously I always meet new people every single time. I don't know, it's such a big blessing, but I'm always meeting new people, and I started to realize that when I introduce myself, I don't introduce myself, oh, like I am, I have a background in cybersecurity, I have so many businesses. I actually tell people I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I've started to realize how much that has impacted the work that I do. And I think since the start of the year, I've been taking my business quite seriously. I've been taking it like, listen, I need to be on my stuff, because I'm telling people I'm an entrepreneur. What am I actually doing? So I realized that I'm starting to tell people I'm an entrepreneur, or I am doing this, or I'm in the tech background, I'm in the beauty background. Speaking something like that has actually changed the way I think. I even think nowadays, I think like a CEO. I'm thinking I have a team, I have an assistant, I have this, I have that. I need to consider all those things. And also with that comes presentation and how I present myself. And there's no way I'd ever leave the house and I know I'm a CEO that I'm looking crazy. I always make sure I look good.
Yeah, you do.
Which is very important.
And it's a mindset change as well.
Yeah.
And when God created the heavens and earth, so some of us who believe in the Bible, He said, "Let there be." He spoke. So when you're creating, He expects us to create with in speaking.
Yeah.
Let there be.
Yeah.
And that's why I have always insisted, speak them.
Yes.
To being.
Yeah.
And after you've spoken them to being, like God said, let there be light, and there was light. And He didn't say, I think maybe. No, He said, let there be.
Yeah.
So let there be. And after you've spoken that, live in the end as if it has already happened. Your wish has already been fulfilled.
Yeah.
That's faith.
Yeah.
That's how you practice faith.
Exactly. A manifestation comes with a lot of faith and understanding. Yes, I'm gonna get to where I wanna get to. It doesn't have to happen in a second. It's still gonna happen. I'm still on this earth, and it's still gonna happen. It's not gonna happen tomorrow. It's gonna happen another day. Or it's gonna happen, and even when you want it now, it's gonna happen now, type of thing. So
yeah, but also knowing who you are. When you know who you are, that you belong, you're a child of God, that you're a child of God, but you're also one with all that there is in Him who has everything, and to Him all things are possible. And so, if to Him, our God, who we are part of, or who we are part of all things are possible with Him, then all things are possible to them that believe.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I think we bring this to landing now.
I really love this topic. I love how you can be able to create, especially coming from a creative person. I think being able to create and bring your business life is just like, wow, it's amazing. I really don't want to cut this episode short. I think we're definitely gonna have to do a part 2. But you have been listening for more than 40 minutes, and if you've reached the end, you are meant to listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
And I think we're definitely gonna do an episode on how to actually manifest. Okay, those are the tools, but how can I actually do it? Like, what should I script? What should I write? What affirmations should I? What kind of meditation should I use? That's definitely something that we're gonna get into very, 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 very soon. But let us know in the comment section what you think about manifestation. Let us know if it's something that you're practicing, it's something that you're gonna pick up for the next year. Let us know. And obviously we had your business, that was sponsoring. That will also be in the description box as well. Yeah. I don't want to cut this episode short. I really don't want to, but we're gonna have to end it here. But thank you guys so much for listening to us. We really appreciate your support, right? Yeah, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed that pod.
Thank you, and do subscribe, do share, and do follow us on all our social media handles and on YouTube. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.